G'day everyone, I'm David Meyer and welcome back to First Time Reefer TV. Now you probably remember in the last video there was a bit of a catastrophe in the tank. I thought I'd take this opportunity to have a quick update on how the tank's travelling. I got rid of the Waypro titanium heater that was in the sump and I replaced it with the Eheim, and that's been running like an absolute dream. You remember as well with the heater failing, I lost a stack of corals in the tank. There's actually some that have actually survived though. So starting from the A-cans, there's another couple that I lost, but the couple that are here have actually bounced back. A couple with a few polyps that have pulled back and retracted. Colours obviously definitely nowhere near what they used to be, but it looks like they're actually pulling through. I moved a couple off the sand bed up into higher spots on the rock because a lot of the snails were picking at it, and they look like they're doing okay. This gold torch here has pulled through, my only gold stem torch that I have left in the tank. It's only a single head, but at least I can replace with another couple. That one there, my hammer, the actual coral has jumped out of the skeleton and gone walkabout somewhere, so I don't know what's happened to that. This SPS is sort of sticking in it a bit, or it's sticking around for a bit. Still pretty bleached on the tips there, but that actually might be savable if I can frag it back. That pink gonny is still up there. It's got colour still, but it still looks pretty melted over, so I don't know how that's going to go. Green star polyps have both pulled back, so they're pretty tough and resilient. This gonny, I'm starting to get some polyp extension in it again. Still looks pretty bleached though, I think, because it looks so fluorescent, but at least it doesn't look like it's passed. The leather coral survived. This pink gonny's got a bit of a hair algae on the moment. We'll discuss that issue in a second. My favourite A-can at the moment, it's not got any polyp extension, but actually throughout the day it does, which is pretty exciting, so it looks like that's going to pull through as well. Scollies are all good. And these blastos and the A-cans down here look like they're going to be doing okay as well. The bottom of this A-can here, which doesn't actually get any light from the top there, it still looks really pale, but I think in time down here that's going to be okay. But up the top we're starting to get a bit of colour again, which is great. Some more A-can frags. That Scolly's going to pull through. The Rick at the back there's pulled through. Elegance coral in the back there's pulling through. That guy's all good. And the frags on my Reef Racks frag rack is going to be okay as well. So you can see the tank is overrun with green hair algae, and I'm blaming that on the high nutrient load in the tank because I was trying to do like really small water changes, and I wasn't pulling corals out that were, unless they were like completely dead, so that probably helped. That probably added to the nutrient load in the tank as well. All the fish have pulled through. They're happy, they're eating, they're getting pretty fat. The flower anemone in there, he hasn't moved, he hasn't changed, he hasn't done anything, but he looks like he's going to be okay as well. So it looks like I just got to buy a couple more gold stem torches to put along here. Might move these frags up onto these rocks here and try and frag up this SPS coral and get something done with it. The green star polyps I'm going to probably put on its own rock and maybe do a little mat out the front here somewhere, so it doesn't overtake all the rock work in the tank. So on the plus side, it doesn't look like I'm going to lose everything out of the tank, and I'm surprised that these corals actually survive such high temperature. Now I've got a lot of messages on my YouTube video, as well as private message just through the different reefing forums that I'm a part of, MAFA especially. Just a bit of support, just to say that, you know what, it's okay, everyone's been through it, shit happens, just get over it and you keep moving forward. So thank you to everyone that actually sent those messages, because it actually made it a lot better, because man, I was really down and out when I saw the tank the way it was and how much coral that I lost. So having people in the community that actually messaged me and said it's okay actually made it a lot better. Now I received a couple of phone calls from suppliers to chat about the tank as well. One was from Anthony at Dalua, Australia. He asked me about what's running on the tank and said, sorry to hear about your tank and all the shit that went down, but what are you running on the tank? And I ran through the equipment list and he goes, you know what, I'm going to make you feel a little bit better because you lost a heap of crap in your tank, and this arrived in the mail. So I received this massive package in the mail. I have no idea what it is, but I thought I'd take the opportunity to open up with you, and just wanted to say thank you to Anthony at Dalua, Australia, for sending down some goodies for the tank and reaching out. I know a lot of shops have actually reached out as well to said, you know what, when your tank's up and running and ready to go, we'll send some corals down for you as well, just to make it a little bit better. And it just makes for a really fantastic community. So thank you to everyone for all your support, just for me to get through this. So let's find out what's inside here. You could imagine how crazy it was when I came home and Anthony had told me my package had been delivered, and I saw a box this size. So find out what's inside. A lot of foam. Pull this out. Hopefully you can still see me. Oh. Oh, mate. Hang on, I'll just better check there's nothing else in here first. So this is a reactor for the tank. You guys will remember that we saw this down in Nature Aquariums when they had their MAFA show there, which is part of the Dalua life support. So it's made by MRC in the States, from a full acrylic reactor. There's the outlets in there with a bit of Teflon tape as well. I think Anthony did mention that it actually comes with the plugs and Teflon tape already installed, so I'm assuming it just hasn't had a chance to do this. But this is going to go in the tank fantastic, because I was looking at getting some carbon onto the tank as well, and some sort of phosphate reducing media as well. So man, that's cool as. Thank you very much for that. Well, we still got one more box. Where did I put my knife? So this box is a little bit bigger than the last one. But I think if that's a reactor in the first one, I don't know what would be in this. So got a bit of weight to it. Let's find out. No way. So looks like the Cage 600 has a new skimmer. Oh man. So he was telling me about a new skimmer that it was getting in, but I don't even know what to say. So that's the diffuser for the skimmer. The gate valve. So we'll go through how to put this together. Man, this is cool. So cool. Like an Eden pump as well. What is this? So inside the box, looks like I've got a serious upgrade of life support for the tank. So we've got the reactor, new skimmer. I'll have to get that on the tank. We'll run through how to put this together quickly and see how the tank, how the skimmer performs. The reactor I'm really excited about, as well as the skimmer obviously, but I was meaning to get a reactor onto the tank for a while, and this fits perfectly with one of the other phone calls that I received. So let's jump in, get this together. Thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Dalua, for upgrading the life support system on my tank. This is pretty awesome. So let's chuck this together. So I've actually been wanting to upgrade the skimmer on my tank for a while because I don't think the coral box has done a fantastic job, although a lot of people have told me, and I've seen actually a lot of results with the coral boxes that have been alright, but I'll be really interested to see how this one compares. It runs with an Eden pump instead of the G-Bow, which is an Italian made pump, I believe, yeah, made in Italy. So I'm assuming it might be a little bit quieter because I do find the coral box is a little bit loud because I can hear the whirring and the pump running from my bedroom, which is back that way. So we'll get this one together. So looks like to take the body apart, you can just use these little screws that you can undo by hand just to get the pump inside. So assuming you take the body off the base plate, get the pump and the diffuser in there, and then basically put the body back on. The acrylic feels really good. You can tell that it's definitely quality acrylic. The work on it's really good and actually just feels really nice. So that the body comes apart, that's the top half. This is the base plate here. So inside here we've got the air valve which connects to that. We've got the Eden pump. So this just sits inside. The cable goes out the back plate like that. The diffuser, it looks like it comes apart pretty easily. You pull that off. Pretty much just like any diffuser. So you're going to get this on there and screw that into place, and that'll hold the diffuser onto the body of the pump. This goes back on. And you screw this screw back down. So air and water gets drawn through there, gets messed up in this diffuser here and comes back out, and then swirls up the body chamber here. It does look like a really nice quality acrylic looking at it. Hold that down like that. This, Anthony, if you can tell me where that goes, please shoot me a message. So this goes through here, slips through like that. That's the air valve to control that. So just less or more air. Anthony does say that this comes straight out of the box, so I'm going to leave it and not touch it and see how it goes. If you can tell me where that goes, that'd be great. Gate valve goes on the side. So as I screw that in, that lifts up the gate valve or drops it as you need to adjust the water height inside. I'll get the rest of these screws in. And this was actually a much more simpler skimmer to put together than the coral box, because you didn't have to undo any screws underneath. Try and centralize it as much as you can, I assume. And then this just sits on top, just like that. So it's a beautiful looking skimmer. There's actually a grommet here as well, which the coral box doesn't have. I'm really interested to see how this runs on the tank. It should have no problems fitting inside. I think this is actually the newer version of the Dalua Hayman, because there was one actually at Nature Aquariums when they were giving away the tank as a prize, which looked a little bit different to this. So that's the Dalua Hayman skimmer. Thank you very much for getting that through, plus my acrylic reactor. I'm not going to be able to get it on the tank in this video, but I did want to do a massive shout out and say thank you for sending this through. It's pretty cool, just what I needed for the tank. But I did also receive another phone call. So the second phone call I received was from Ravi, which is who is the distributor of Aquaforest, and everyone knows I'm a huge fan of Aquaforest products. He goes, "Bummer about your tank, man, but what can I do for you?" I'm like, "You know what, you don't need to do anything." He goes, "I'm going to organize you a little box of goodies. I'll get it sent down to you, and that hopefully get you back on track." So I was actually just about to start component 1, 2, 3 in the tank before the tank crashed. So it's really fitting that I can now actually fully run my tank on Aquaforest. So I've got a couple of the test kits here. So I've got the calcium Aquaforest test kit, the magnesium Aquaforest test kit. Now, apart from the packaging being amazing, the fantastic thing that I actually found out the other day is, because they had a live stream with Severin and Deborah, that they actually have like the ICP testing lab right in their facility, which is right next to their tanks in the same facility, which is where they do all the ICP testing. And there's actually a reference solution inside each test kit that's been ICP tested in their lab to ensure that you are testing correctly and to make sure that the test kit is actually testing correctly. So I think that is well and above beyond any other test kit on the market, and I think that's the fantastic about Aquaforest. I think they actually go well and above what they need to. So that's a couple of test kits there. We'll go through some reef mineral salt, component strong. This is so I think he's actually sent me everything that I need to make up my own 1, 2, 3 when it comes to it. Yes, he has. Fantastic. So we got magnesium, calcium, KH buffer, reef mineral salt, and component strong. All the items that are in component 1, 2, 3. I'll run through videos of how to mix that once I'm done with the 1, 2, 3. We'll see how that goes. Just as I was saying, that it was handy getting the reactor, because I was wanting to run carbon and some sort of phosphate reducing media. I've got the stack, the 3 stack from Aquaforest, which is their activated carbon, phosphate minus, and their Zeo mix. So these stack one on top of another inside the reactor. The carbon obviously removes all the chemicals and odors and purifies the water. The phosphate minus obviously reduces phosphates, and the Zeo mix. The Zeo mix replaces zeolites and I think trace elements that may get stripped from the water. So these are designed to stack on top of each other inside a reactor to be like an all-in-one rather than having 3 separate reactors for each item, which I think is something quite unique to the Aquaforest range of products. So I'm looking forward to getting that onto the tank and seeing what the results are. Got another couple of things inside here. So we got ProbioS, which is like a probiotic bacteria to reduce NO3 per 4, which is nitrates and phosphates. I think this works together with the probiotic reef salt to really create a good bacteria load inside the tank to reduce that. And then we've got some Aquaforest power food, which is a food to feed SPS and LPS corals. I'm assuming which is a powder-based food, which will mix in with water, which I've been really keen to try out. And I think they're coming in with a range of fish foods as well, which I'm really looking forward to trying. And I think I've got an algae clip as well that you stick onto the glass that the fish pick at. So this is a huge haul of Aquaforest products. So thank you, Ravi. I don't know what to say apart from thanks. Thank you so much for sending me some products from my tank to get it back up and running, and upgrading life support, getting the tank fully run on Aquaforest. It's time to go shopping now and get a stack of corals for the tank, because as you can see, everything's recovered quite well in the tank. I've had a refugium running for the tank for a few weeks now, so I'm really excited to show you the results of that. What else can I tell you? What else can I tell you? Not much. So thank you guys for all your support and sending messages to make just that little bit easier to get through a tank crash, essentially. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so now to find out what all these products can do for your tank. If you haven't already, follow me on Instagram at First Time Reefer, just to see my day-to-day craziness. And until next time, guys, peace.